This page was created to teach Black history. Unfortunately, the American educational system was designed to exclude our real historical account, so we are here to dismantle it. It's time to enlighten those of us who have been kept in the dark. I am a Black man who didn't know enough about my own history, so I began to dig deeper and do my own research. Black history is American history, so I want people of all races and cultures to join together to learn our history as one. Here, I will share all of my findings. Please like, follow, share, and subscribe to Teaching Black History. The story of Robert F. Flemming, Jr. Robert F. Flemming, Jr. was born a free African American in Baltimore, Maryland, in July 1839. The eldest child of Robert F. Flemming, Sr., a baker, and Mary Jan Flemming. By 1850, the family had moved to Cambridge, Massachusetts. Flemming Sr. died soon after, and Mrs. Flemming opened a boarding house in Cambridge while the three oldest children went out to work. Robert Flemming was working in New York City as a marble cutter when he enlisted in the United States Navy on May 14, 1863. He was rated as landsman, the equivalent of the current naval rating of seaman recruit. His first posting was to the USS Wyoming. The following June, he was present when the slope engaged the naval forces of the Japanese Empire at the naval battle on July 16th of that year. The following October, Flemming transferred to the slope of war USS Housatonic, which was sent to join the blockade of southern seaports as part of the South Atlantic blockading. On the evening of February 17, 1864, Flemming was on watch when he noticed a strange object in the water about 400 feet off the starboard. He alerted the officer of the ground, who dismissed the object as a log. Taking a closer look, he soon realized that the log wasn't floating with the tide, but was actually coming at a high rate of speed toward them. Shouting that there was a torpedo approaching the ship, Flemming alerted the rest of the crew, who started to get under way. However, it was too late. There was an explosion, and within 5 minutes, their ship had sank in 25 feet of water with the loss of 5 crewmen. The crew immediately began climbing the rigging or entering the lifeboats as the slope began to sink. Once it hit bottom, however, the masts and rigging were still above the water, and Flemming and others hung on for 45 minutes until help arrived. Flemming finished his naval service on the gunboat USS E.B. Hale after June 1865, and subsequently returned to Massachusetts, living and working in Cambridge and Boston, where he went into a business as a guitar manufacturer and music teacher. Flemming invented a guitar he called the Euphonica that he believed would produce a louder and more resonant sound than a traditional guitar. The U.S. Patent Office granted Flemming a patent on March 30th, 1886. He also received a Canadian patent on April 5th, 1887. Flemming then went into business for himself, building and demonstrating his musical instruments from a storefront on Washington Street in Boston. After 1900, Robert Flemming retired to his home in Melrose, Massachusetts, where he continued to give lessons and perform at various functions. Robert died in February 1919. He is buried in Wyoming Cemetery in Melrose.